Hi fans of high quality entertainment. I just wanted to quickly thank my latest members. I now have 58. If I can find the right sheet. Kevin Gao. Hopefully that's how you pronounce your last name. Daniel Rankin. Mike McClintock. That's Bad TV. And Peter Chapman. Thank you. 58 members and climbing. Where am I? I don't know which video I'm doing. I don't. I'm doing like 3 or 4 videos here. Oh yes, this is the one I'm doing today. And I've wanted to do this for quite a while, but it's been frustrating because, you know, these top 10 lists, some of them can get quite stressful. Because this is just mine, so you can't disagree, my top 10 favorite American rock bands. What are yours? Now, some bands that did not make the top 10 list, but I still think for the most part, most of them are absolutely friggin' great, include the Patti Smith Group, Talking Heads, which almost made my top 10 list, Ramones, Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band, Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, the Eagles. Now, I'm not really a big Eagles fan, but I could see them being on most, a lot of people's top 10 American bands list. I'm not offended. Now, the Jimi Hendrix Experience, I understand that Jimi Hendrix, of course, is American, but Noel Redding and the drummer, I forget his name at the moment, they were British. So I don't know if you could call them an American band, even though Jimi Hendrix is the main, songwriter and all that of the band. But I wanted to include Jimi Hendrix. Neil Young, even though, yes, he was born in Canada, he's Canadian, but now, of course, he's American too. So, if he was, he could easily make my top 10 list, is what I'll say. But he didn't, because he started out Canadian. Prince and the Revolution, Sly and the Family Stone, R.E.M., Bob Seger and the Silver Bullet Band, Van Halen, Blondie, the band, even though, once again, they're mostly Canadian, but so I don't even know if they would be considered American, because only the drummer was American. Gets so confusing. And Nirvana, of course. Foo Fighters, whoever you like, it's all good. They could be in the top 10. But this is my top 10. And the order could change day to day, but this is what I'm sticking with for this video. Number 10. And this wouldn't have been on my list until recently, when it had been quite a while since I'd listened to their albums, which have been in my collection for years and years, gathering dust. But boy, oh boy, they were good. And of course, he went on to a solo career with the very same name, Alice Cooper. But this is mainly the Alice Cooper Band. At number 10. Number 9. I'm not a huge fan of the Beach Boys, but they definitely would go into my list for Pet Sounds. And of course, I love a lot of their, Good Vibrations and all of their early tunes, In My Room, California Girls. I love all those songs. So even though I'm not familiar with all of their albums, they're still in my list. Number 8, The Doors. Their debut album is one of the greatest. I absolutely love The Soft Parade, Morrison Hotel, or is it Motel? I always get that confused. I'd have to look. Hotel, I believe. And LA Woman, and all of their albums actually. Great band. Number 7. Oh my God, their first few albums are just amazing. ZZ Top, and they've been going since, it's unbelievable. They have been recording since 1947. Wow. If I don't laugh, if I'm deadly serious, somebody would comment below. ZZ Top they formed in 1969 or 1970. You're wrong. I like being silly on my channel sometimes. Number 6. Now these 6, they could almost go anywhere in the rankings. They're just my 6 favorite American bands, artists. The Velvet Underground at number 6. And I don't know, when I do this list, I don't know if I include Lou Reed and his solo career, because obviously, even in his solo career, he had a band. And that's what somebody in my community wrote when I was asking about Sparks. They still have a band, right? So Sparks are a band. And the Velvet Underground, even without the Lou Reed solo years, would still be at number 6 for me. Number 5. The Mothers of Invention, and that includes Frank Zappa and his solo career, just like Lou Reed, I guess. But even if it didn't, it would still be number 5 on the list for all of those early Mothers of Invention albums that I love. These are the top 4. These are big. These are huge. Well, Frank Zappa's huge too, and Velvet Underground, so never mind. Number 4. Grand Funk Railroad. Careful how you say that. After the Beatles, they were my next band that I fell in love with back in the late 60s, probably the early 70s for me actually. Very early 70s. And I loved them right up to, I guess, some of, like Shining On is pretty good. I like it more now than I did when it came out. So up to about Shining On. Just great albums. Number 3. Creedence. No, the John Fogerty Band. No. Creedence Clearwater Revival, better known as the John Fogerty Band. But, Stu Cook and Doug Clifford, they were great. You got to give, I understand, it was mainly John Fogerty and his great songs and his vocals and guitar work. But the bass and drums in CCR were fantastic too. And for me at least, it wasn't the same when John Fogerty went solo. So I just love the CCR years. Number 2 could easily be number 1, and the only reason I flip-flop sometimes is because even though most of you agreed in my community that they are a band, it's mainly 2 brothers, Ron and Russell Mael, although it started out as an actual band. But Sparks are at number 2. But like I said, it doesn't matter. They're number 1 in my heart a lot of the times. Except at number 1, Blue Oyster Cult, because their latest album, The Symbol Remains. Now I'm still ranking and reviewing all of their albums, so I haven't gotten to that for my review and ranking. And I've only heard it, I think I've only played it 3 times. But it is going to be in the top 10 and maybe in the top 5. And that's after 19 years between this new album and their previous one. And so props to Blue Oyster Cult for keeping rock and roll alive, because I absolutely loved the album. And, as you know, I'm a huge Blue Oyster Cult fan. So at the moment, they're at number 1 because of the, through the years they've had four singers, 4 main singers. I know that Eric Bloom was the main singer, and then, but Joe Bouchard on bass did quite a few songs, and But Karma, of course, Don't Fear the Reaper, Godzilla, Burnin' For You. Those are the big hits, all sung by Buck. And Albert Bouchard on drums with his vocals on a lot of songs. And just, even their later albums, I think are great for the most part. And so they are at number 1 for me at the moment. So I would love your thoughts on my list, and make your own list. And thanks for watching. Have a great day. Bye.